everybody, it's Network Brett. A little bit different of a backdrop. When I take tests, I have to move my whole room around just because I don't want any complications when you have a situation where they have a proctor. You don't want stuff sitting around. So I kind of rearranged my room, but I wanted to go over D522 Python for IT automation. I just passed the final on this one, so I got the credit for the class. And if you watched my video on E010, the introduction to Python programming, they're pretty similar. I would say this one's for sure harder. I think the other one's going to be a prerequisite for this in the future, if I'm not mistaken. So I just barely passed. I've been working on this. I don't know if it was 4 weeks or 6 weeks, but I was fresh off of the other Python class, and it still took me quite a bit of time. So, just being fully transparent, this is not an easy class. At least it wasn't for me. I'm in version 1, so it was an exam. I could have went to version 2. I just felt like I had already studied for the previous Python course and passed that exam. It took me 2 tries, but I thought, you know what? I'm used to the test setting rather than switch it up with a performance objective. Well, let's just keep it how I was doing it. So that was my thought process there. I didn't go to version 2, so if you're watching this, you might have a different type of assessment. For me, it was the exam, and as you can see, I didn't do very good. Now I passed, so I did great. I don't want to make it sound like too bad, but I did pretty good on the syntax, and it doesn't tell you which questions you got right, but like I said, I was just coming off of the introduction to Python class. I wanted to do them back to back. I knew they were some of the harder classes because you actually have to write the code. So for this exam, it's not just multiple choice. You have to write code that works. You can test it, and I'll kind of show you in a minute because I want to go over some of the examples. But so I got that part pretty good. This if then statements, those make sense to me. Really, everything I need some improvement on, but when you're in a test mode, it's just hard. Modules, libraries, packages, and then file management. I really struggle with those. Even when I was just reading the code, it was kind of hard. I could understand it maybe when I read it or if it's explained to me, but I just feel like I need a lot more practice with that one. So, all the modules, libraries, and packages, and then the CSV, that was pretty rough for me. But yeah, let's go through some of it. So, as you can see, I did all these iLabs, and I went through the entire course. I didn't half-ass it because the first one was so hard, and I failed the Python introduction one the first time. So I was like, okay, I need to take this one as serious as I can. I'm gonna take my time with this one because I was a little bit scared of the test, and that's just how it goes. So these practice tests, if you want to get a good measurement of if you're ready for the test, go through some of these. As you can see, I did even do some of them. At a certain point, I was like, I did have a date I wanted to finish this by, which is today. I don't want to spend too much time on it. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and jump ship. I felt like I could do 80% of the stuff. With a little bit of assistance, maybe 90, but let's just go through some of the labs because and I might not code them right now, but okay, so this one already has my submission. So they want you to input a list and they want you to output a string. So this one's a little weird, but you just use an F string. So if you don't know about F strings, you can insert a variable here, and it will input. It'll have the input of the variable in your string, an F string. So it's how you can store. You can use the value of a variable within a string. So not super complicated. This is one of the more simple ones. You can kind of crush that as soon as you get used to it. This one's a really simple math. It wants you to return a float after division. Division already returns a float, so you literally just return minutes. And I'm going really quick, but this is like they just want a minute to hours function. So it's not that complicated. I'm just giving you a fast overview. This one is a little complicated. I might have messed this up on the exam, because so this is saying you're gonna update. It starts out with a list, and the list has two dictionaries. So it wants you to update one piece of information on the dictionary. So first you have to check if it's the right app. So I'm just explaining this logically. So if it's the web server app, they want you to change this. If it's this app, they want you to change something else. So you have an if then statement, and you have see, I put for chicken in log list. I write really weird code. You can use any word for variable. So sometimes I just make them extremely silly. Because sometimes if I put like index or something, the word doesn't mean anything to me. So the chicken means just as much. But so I'm iterating through this list with this for loop. So it's the log list that I'm iterating through, and for chicken. So the chicken in this case is the dictionary, actually. So there's two dictionaries per list, and when I basically declare chicken, that is one dictionary in the list. So so within this dictionary, my if statement is checking if the app equals web server. So remember, within chicken, so you're in the list. This is the entire list. I'm in chicken. I've declared chicken here. So this is the chicken. Then I've called the key app. So within chicken, I'm calling app, and then I'm checking with the double equal sign if the application is web server. On the next chicken, the elif statement, I'm checking if it's app, or I'm checking the key app to see if it's database. So if this doesn't make sense to you, this is exactly what you need to do, the labs. It's easier for me to explain it after you've done it. A lot of the times I've spent a lot more time coding it than it takes to explain it. And the explanation might not be the best explanation, but that's what the labs are for you to figure them out. So if you can do all these labs right away, whatever, take the exam. you know. So this is checking. You have to check an employee ID. You have to check if the first three are uppercase, and then you have to check if the last five are digits or numerical, and it can only be 8 length. So I'm not going to read this entire thing to you, but you want an 8 an 8-digit combo, the first 3 have to be uppercase, and then the last 5 have to be numeric. So, and this is the type of thing where even if you have those 3 concepts in mind, you kind of know how you're going to do that. Sometimes it's really hard to do it in the moment, and that's why you got to practice the labs. So I've defined this function. The function name is validate ID, and then ID is the input that you're going to put, the variable that you're going to put in there. And so I'm saying if the ID, if the last 5 of the ID, so this is splicing. If you don't understand splicing, you'll need to understand splicing. And then I'm calling that slice to see if it's numeric with the isNumeric function. You got to be able to call functions, and you have to get the syntax right. See, it's really easy to get part of this wrong. You put maybe instead of a period here, you're not thinking correctly, and you put a parenthesis, whatever. Super easy to make mistakes like that. And then right here, see, I have an and statement as well. So I need all of these. So this is my first if, this part. My second if is the length of the ID, is it equal to 8? And then the third if is the first 3 of it alpha. Maybe I don't need it uppercase. I said uppercase earlier. It looks like I just needed it alpha. So if it is all 3 of those things, which is what the ands mean, I return true. If it isn't, then I return false. And what you can do to check this, and you can do this live in the exam, you can use the help function. So if you need to call, figure out more about dictionary, you could DICT, and it'll actually give you some information on how to use dictionary. So help function, super helpful during the exam. Then what else you can do, so I'm going to actually set the variable right now. So I'm going to set ID equals your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't do equal, I did minus. And then after I've set that variable, I can print the function validate ID, and then pass my ID to it, because I've now defined an ID. So when I run the program, your is not defined. Oh, this is not a string. See, and this is the type of thing where if you add these tests, it's just easy to remember, because the syntax errors are actually going to tell you what's wrong a lot of the time. So this says false. Why does that say false? Give me 1 second. Now I'm confused. See, my first 3 are alpha. That should return true, because the last 5 are numeric. The length of it is 8. And the ID, the first 3 are alpha. Okay, I'm confused here. I'm not going to go too far into it just because I don't feel like troubleshooting that. It should be as simple as, let me see if I can, no, changing the variable wouldn't. Why in the world does that return false? The last 5 are numeric. The length is 8. And the ID is alpha. Anyways, these are the types of things where it's really easy to get wrong. Some of the other practice lab questions. So this one is just like, it'll start out with a ton of code. And sometimes you don't need to edit any of this part. So this one, I just needed to make an if then state or if else statement where if this network solution equals this one, I want to print X. If it doesn't, then I want to print Y. So sometimes you're just writing a portion of the code, but you still kind of have to understand the code just a little bit. This is some more confusing code, so not all of it's that hard. And then there are still multiple choice questions as well in the exam. But yeah, if you're going to take this exam, I wouldn't take it lightly. If you're in version 1, you're going to have to take the exam. If you're in version 2, there's a whole new assignment that I'm not all that familiar with. Either way, you're going to need to know the labs. I will say, if I had to review classes, these Python classes have been honestly my favorite. I had some more general stuff at the beginning, and I felt like I was reviewing a lot of the stuff I already knew in tech. So the Python stuff, I just feel like, oh wow, I can actually program now. Am I good at it? That's a whole different story. But I understand programming more now, and I definitely feel like I could do some network automation with it. So overall, this is awesome. I'm enjoying it, but it's also really challenging, and it's going to take some growth if you're not used to coding. Hope you enjoyed. Comment how your journey's going. I'm definitely having to slow down because some of these are harder classes now, but just enjoying the journey, taking it one day at a time.